I,
So,
all right, I was thinking of what's that song by
Lou
by
Reed.
Velvet Underground? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. And the Color Girls go
So-
do 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 do.
What's it called? Totally forgot the name. Miriam?
No,
Um,
I know the name of that song. I knew the name of that song.
it's just a strange coincidence that both of us cannot remember the name of the song. Because
Yeah.
we both do know the name of the song.
The Colored Girls song.
That was the line that I was thinking of as well. All the color goes go.
No, do not Google it. No,
I am.
No.
I am.
no,
Why?
no. We will remember, and it's not the Velvet Underground. It's just Lou Reed.
Was it? But he was on.
It's on Transformer album.
But he also did it with Nico.
I have no idea.
On it was Velvet Underground with Nico, I think. No.
I don't
Miriam. Anyway.
By the end of the show, I'll remember.
Sure.
You might have to just talk for 59 minutes, though.
All right.
No, seriously.
Well, episode 26. Well,
Did you have a good weekend?
Yom
Ha'atzmaut long weekend thing.
Yeah, it was a long weekend. That was
What'd you
a
do?
lot of fun. It started out actually with a barbecue at my friend's house on his roof. And the next day, sorry. Yeah, it did start with a barbecue, and then the next day, I had a party on the roof here.
You had a rooftop party?
I had a rooftop party.
That's funny, because when I Googled things to do on Yom Ha'atzmaut in Tel Aviv, one of the things it suggested that I do was go to a rooftop party.
Was it our rooftop party?
It didn't suggest which rooftop party to go to.
Well, our rooftop party was quite exclusive this year. We made it invitation only.
What'd you have, like 20, 30 people? Nice,
That's cute.
quiet little...
That's cute. No, we have a big roof, so we've been doing parties for the past few years since I've been living here. And it it evolved. It evolved into something quite unexpected. Yeah, no, we ended up with about 300 people on the roof.
Did your rooftop party grow into a small Japanese hatchback? Because that would be unexpected.
That as well would be
That
unexpected.
would be very unexpected.
Many other. If it turned into a cheese grater, I think that would be pretty unexpected.
That would also be very unexpected.
Like just enough people arrived that, and cheese grater.
I think for your party to have turned into a cheese grater, someone would have had to have activated the improbability drive.
I mean, it exists in some form, at least in media. The improbability drive.
You know, the improbability drive.
Yeah, it's in a book and a movie, so it does exist in those realms. To completely
And a
rule it
radio-
out from
it also exists in a
the
radio show.
Well, did they have the improbability drive at that time?
Of course they did. It's part of the story.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it's part of the story that I know, but I didn't know the radio show.
The radio show follows the same story as the book.
It's just
Just, yeah.
oh, okay, nice,
Like an audio book.
nice. But it can't. When was the radio show?
Miriam?
When was when was a book written?
I can tell you when I read the book.
It was 5 books, right? It was 5 short books.
It is a 5-book trilogy, yes.
Yeah. I think I've actually heard that, a 5-book trilogy.
Well, that's what it is. It's a trilogy. That's 5 books.
In 5 books.
Yeah, when I was living on the kibbutz,
I wet myself.
when was that? Was that 93? I believe in 1993. I read it while I was on kibbutz.
Okay.
And it was hysterical. I couldn't stop laughing.
Well, I remember having one of the books, but I didn't really understand what the concept was. If it was because I was into space stuff, but I started reading it, and it wasn't really space stuff.
No, it's not really.
So I kind of stopped. It wasn't what I was expecting. Knowing now what I didn't know then, I would probably read them.
You didn't get hooked with the. I mean, even just from the beginning, you know.
My ADD was off the charts. I couldn't sit down for more than like 3 seconds.
House is about to get knocked down, so
ADHD.
Oh shit, I forgot his name though. I want to say Zaphod Beebles Rocks, but it's not Zaphod.
Ford?
Rocks. Yes, Ford.
Whatever his name was.
Prefix.
Prefect.
I don't know. In my head, I always say prefect. Whatever. Comes along and convinces the bulldozer, the foreman for the bulldozer crew to lay down in his place so they won't knock down the house. Run down to the pub for a whole bunch of beers. The whole thing was just so comical and crazy and whacked out that I was hooked from the beginning.
I wasn't able to get into it because it wasn't what I was
initially. How old were you when you read it?
10, 12, somewhere around there probably.
Yeah, I understand why you couldn't get into it.
Maybe a little bit older. I don't remember. But yeah, here it came out in 78.
I didn't.
The original work. But here the original radio series.
I read my friend when I got to the kibbutz. This guy I met, Benjamin, had this book. It was leather bound with what do they called it? Gilded edges. You know, where they have like the gold on the edges. Okay, really nice book, right? So he let me read it. I read it, in my room and at night. He lent it to some. This book got passed around the volunteers because there were very few books, no TV. There was nothing to do, so this book was very popular. But it was really nice, expensive. It was all it was the first 3 books in one big edition, special edition. And some jerk off. We worked in a factory making tires. Okay, and we made the rubber, and it was very dirty and everything else. Okay, and this guy brought it to the factory, and the entire from your hands were black, and you're touching these white pages, and it was destroyed, like $100 book, like probably more than $100, and this fucking asshole destroyed the book. Yeah, I'll never forget that. But yeah, great books.
Radio show also came out in 1978.
The radio show and the book came out in the same year?
Yeah. Came out together. But here it says original release was 8th of March 1978 to 12th of April 2018. Now Douglas Adams has passed on, bless his soul.
Has there been a new?
I don't know how there is an original release in 2018, unless it was unperformed or
unpublished.
It could have been published, just not put on the air, not put in, not released.
Well,
it could be published, but not actually printed.
Pretty sure that's what publishing it means.
I mean, it's part of it. 999,000.
Whatever word you want to fucking call it. Yes. There is, because just like there's dead rappers that have been putting out albums, for 20 years.
Tupac is still producing, right?
Yeah, he's got a new album every 6 months. I think his new album just dropped.
When is
I'm a ghost, bitch. Leave me the fuck alone. That's the name of
his Is Star Wars going to get to that point, though? Are they going to get to the point where they're... Because they moved from releasing a movie every year. That was their initial plan. And then it was every 6 months. Because they're basically releasing something in the Star Wars universe.
Is it 6 months now?
Yeah,
because it's
the
November,
Han movie. We had
December, January, February, March, April.
Last Jedi, and then the Han movie is 6 months.
May. Yeah, it's gonna be.
They're doing it every 6 months. Are they going to be doing it every 3 months, and then it's going to be like a TV series?
Well,
like every
something.
week,
No,
but a movie that you have to go
something.
to the movie theater to buy a ticket for.
You're missing it because there have been over the past several years there have been 5 or 6 different animated series. So there has been things on almost every week.
No, but I'm talking about movies. That you go to the theater and buy a ticket.
All of these
the whole
cartoons
experience.
and everything that have been on, all these animated series and stuff that have been on, actually continue. It's one continuous stories in sync with the movies. The stories from here move over to the movies. It's all the same story. It's really been interesting to watch the way that the information from the story winds up in the cartoon, and information from the cartoon is going into because it's
and there's also I know there's a lot missing
Disney,
from the cartoons and the TV series that doesn't make it to the movies. But either way, it's you think they're going to get to bring out a new movie every 3 months?
I don't think so.
They're making bank off of this. They're making serious money.
Oh, sure. They'll continue with the TV series and a movie every 6 months and new toys. A new movie every 6 months basically means new toys every 6 months.
Merchandising.
Video games, apps. It's they don't
the whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah, somehow they. You know what? I bet if they did it every 3 months,
what is a kitten caboodle?
Every 3 months would oversaturate the market. There'd be new things out before the old things were sold out, and then it would start biting into the old things. It would actually screw up their. I think they have it down to a science where every 6 months, at the end of the 6 months, they probably saw a drop in their toy sales and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, "This is the perfect spot to put in a new movie."
They know what they're doing.
Yes, they do. They're Disney, damn it.
They have done this before.
It's a smart-ass mouse.
Yeah.
Imagine there really was a mouse behind the whole thing. Behind the whole thing. He's just
oh, boy.
Eating his cheese.
From South Park.
Yeah, that'd be funny. So, how many? 300 people at your party, huh?
Yeah. No, it's Yom Ha'atzmaut. You can make noise as much as you want. We had a lot of equipment, a lot of sound equipment. Had a fun time. It was 2 camps from Midburn. Oh, I gotta stretch my leg. It was 2 camps from Midburn.
Feel free.
That they got together and helped get everything together. One of the camps. Midburn, like Burning Man, they all have groups of tents, and they're all working towards a specific cause.
I know what it is.
One is doing well, maybe others don't. So like some of the camps will focus on food. Maybe they'll prepare food. Some of them are like a bar. Some of them are just music. So
does it look like this?
So it looks just like this.
Don't forget to use that.
So they one of the camps in this case is music and a specific type of alcohol, and another one is a bar. So between the two of them, we had a lot of equipment. We set up a nice bar, and it turned out very well. And
I don't understand. They're a camp, but they're a bar.
Yeah, it's a group of 15, 20 people. I think they're actually 30 people, and they all set up their tents, in that one area, like a lot. And at the center is, there's a passage through, all of these places, and you're there for like a week at Midburn. So you're walking around, you're visiting other camps, you're seeing what it's like, meeting new people.
Like I've never been to one of these things. Is it divided by camps? Like if you're there in your own,
I think
you and I go on
I think
ourselves.
you can go on your own.
You get like
but you don't
assigned a camp.
I don't think
this is where you're sleeping. This is your lot, and you're in with these people. And this is
no.
your camp,
You go in with some other people. The majority of these people are in a group. They're all friends who've gotten together, and they make a habit, a yearly habit of going down to Midburn together. So yeah, these two groups. Ostensibly, it was about 20 people. So it wasn't everybody from both of the camps, but about 20 people from each, together. Got together and cleaned up the roof and got everything ready. It was a lot of fun. And it was when you get into the mode of like setting up an event or really anything involved, where you really have to be there in charge to some degree, or you don't really think about food. So I woke up at 8 a.m. and
what do you mean you forget about food? Like
you
forgot to serve what kind of food
for myself,
you were
eating
for the party?
Eating for me to eat. So
I
I didn't eat anything all day. I was up since 8 a.m. We got started at 8 p.m.
I know where this is going.
So we had just set up the music, putting on some tunes, because this was right at the end of Memorial Day, and in Israel you don't play music on Memorial Day. It's you really respect the dead, and it's an actual memorial. So you can't play music until that holiday, because that ends, and immediately Memorial Day ends, of course, at on the eve, and the start of the at the end of the day, which is the next eve, and on that eve starts Independence Day. So you have to time it just right, but we got it right. I had a drink. I toasted with my friends, and I'd been moving around the whole day. Finished my drink. I go down with one of my friends who's setting everything up, and the two of us are almost falling down the stairs, like we are drunk.
From one drink?
From one drink. Because we're swaying, walking into my room, trying to, sit down and figure everything out.
Is this what you're like when you're drunk? You're like, whoa.
Yes, exactly like that.
Really hard to, hey ladies, how you doing?
No, like I couldn't walk in a straight line. This was insane. I hadn't eaten anything. I'd been up for 12 hours. Obviously, I hadn't eaten anything since the night before. I hadn't eaten anything in maybe 20 hours, 25 hours. Who knows? And now I'm sitting here, trying to figure stuff out with my friend. I grabbed my bike. After I sat down for a little bit, I was okay. I wasn't like swaying anymore. But I grabbed the bike. I went down and got some pizza and came back. But if I didn't, that would have not been a fun night. That would have
No. You would have gotten drunk at a party.
No, but sick quickly. And I don't want to, needed to get some food in my system. Yeah.
I've done that before.
What do you mean? You were setting up for a party and
no.
Got on your bike and went to the pizza place.
In like 95, I think it was, possibly 96. When I was living on kibbutz, I had a 4 a.m. Oh, wait a minute. I'm trying to think of how it worked out. I had a that's right. I had a 7 a.m. shift, so I woke up and went right to work. I didn't eat anything before my shift. My shift ended at 12 o'clock. Friday shifts were short. We just cleaned up the factory, and then you went home. So if you started at 4, from 4 until like 7, they worked. Okay, and then they went to break, and we came in and we started breaking everything down and cleaning up the factory for the weekend.
Okay.
And so I went and I did my couple hours, and it was 12 o'clock. So I instead of going to eat, I went back to my room and just I was tired, so I went to sleep. And I had no breakfast, I had no lunch, and then I woke up and I had missed dinner. So like I had nothing in my room. Like maybe I had like a piece of bread, maybe I mean maybe a little bit of hummus.
Did you have the heater, the room heater, that you could flip on its back and toast the bread on the grate?
And I may have made toast, but I probably didn't have anything to put on the toast. Maybe I had a little bit of chocolate.
But even then, toasting
like
bread
is
eating toasted bread is different from eating regular bread.
It really fills you up the same.
It fills you up exactly the same, but there's something to it. You've done something with the bread. You've taken it a step further than just being bread.
What you have not done is eaten anything that's really going to absorb a lot of alcohol.
But the bread.
Well, mind you,
bread is actually very good for drinking.
Yeah, but not one slice.
No, not once.
So this isn't now it's like 8:30, 9 o'clock, whatever. Right, and I wake up and I eat this stupid slice of bread, and
what was your mattress made of? Was it foam? Because you can eat that.
I might have had an air mattress still at this point. I don't remember.
You can inhale the air. It will not help.
Well, yeah, I'm just doing the same thing. Doesn't really fill you up. So anyway, so the pub opened at 12 o'clock. So I was going in and I was drinking and I was drinking tequila shots, but I was getting 2 shots at a time. I drank. I don't remember. The bar opened at 12, but it closed at 2. Okay?
All right.
In 2 hours, I drank 21 shots. And all I had to eat was a slice of bread. I was so incredibly drunk.
Wait, shots of what?
Tequila. So
what tequila?
It's shitty Israeli tequila.
Ooh. Kibbutz tequila?
Yeah.
Ooh.
So someone asked me if I was all right. I said I remember saying I don't remember exactly.
I remember that shit.
I don't remember word for word.
With
but
a sombrero on it.
I remember saying I'm gonna go upstairs and throw up on my boots. And I remember walking up the stairs. The pub was the disco was in it. The pub was in a bomb shelter. So I remember walking up the stairs to the bomb shelter, and walking outside, and there was like a little shelf thing you could sit on.
Shelf.
It was like a planter box, let's say, but it had like a tiled edge so that you could sit on it, like almost like a little. There was like a little wall there, let's say, a planter box behind it, and you could sit on it. And I just remember sitting down and just right onto my boots. Oh, boots were completely covered in puke and everything. And then I remember stumbling back to my room, and that's all I really remember. So yeah, I've done that.
Yeah.
Except I didn't get pizza in the middle of it. I just really went for it at that point.
That's about where I would have been if I didn't get pizza.
It was fucking awesome. I had a great night. I was dancing like an idiot and jumping. I had a good old time. I didn't get violent. I had a great time. It was a good fun was had by all. I'm pretty sure I threw out
except
the
your boots.
Pretty sure I threw out the boots. One time my roommate basically did the same thing. I remember coming home one night, and I had also been drinking, and I go to push my door open, and I hit something, and I thought like something had fallen, like a duffel bag or something had fallen, and was probably like lying in front of the bag, like the laundry bag or something, you know. So I'm pushing the door like bam, bam. But finally, I open it up enough to see what's inside, and I'm it was my roommate. He had fallen off the toilet. He had passed out while on the toilet, and his head was sticking out in such a way that when I was opening up the door, I was slamming into his head. I'm sitting there, like, bam, bam.
Nice.
So I get into the room, right? I climb over him, and I fucking get in bed, and I don't know, 20 minutes, 20 hours, I have no idea. At some point, I wake up, and I'm still drunk, and I gotta piss. But my roommate is passed out. His like legs are like wrapped around the toilet, and I'm like, "Yo, man, you gotta get up. You gotta get up." And he's like, I was like, oh, I need the toilet. You got to get it. He's like, oh, just go around. I'm like, dude, you're like, I would literally like standing in between his legs. You know, I'm like, no, man, you gotta. I had to like drag him. I had to like grab his arms and like pull him free from the toilet. So he was still in the doorway, but at least now he wasn't like touching the toilet bowl while I was standing and pissing. Oh, I miss those days.
Yeah, kibbutz.
You ever get so drunk you throw up on a cat? Have you ever thrown up so fast that a cat can't react in time and gets thrown up on?
Not a cat.
Have you ever seen the expression on a cat, how it will look at you for the next 20 years? Well, not 20 years, but for the next many years after you throw up on it? First time I got drunk.
Ever?
It's not the first time I drank, but it's the first time I got really drunk. We went to this girl's house Friday night. We went to this girl's house. She was supposed to have a party. Her parents were supposed to go away, and her band was going to practice, and we were going to party. And something happened, and they didn't go away. So we're all like hanging out outside her house. We got to go. So we decide we'll go back to my house. I'll grab some bottles of alcohol from my parents' liquor cabinet.
Yeah, of course.
And
I never did that.
And next door to my house, there was a golf course. So we figure, it's nighttime. There's no night golfing. We'll party on the golf course. It was that's what we always used to do. There's like a little shack. Shack doesn't fit it because it doesn't have walls. It's like got like two interior walls and a roof over it. And there's some benches. So like if you're waiting for someone to in front of the people playing in front of you, you can have a sit down and there's no restaurant or anything there, but if you carry beer or whatever with you, you could sit and have a drink or whatever while you were waiting for them to play. And at night it was far from the road, surrounded by trees and everything. You couldn't be seen if a cop drove by or so. As long as you weren't stupid enough to make too much noise, you were golden. So we go to my parents. We go to my house, and my parents are home, and I managed to we're gonna watch TV or something, and I turn the TV on, and then I sneak out of the room. I sneak into the basement and there's like a room with a padlock on it. Okay, that's where they keep all the alcohol, because my parents are smart at this point. And so I'm sitting there. It's like three reels, right? 10 numbers on a reel, and it's just ones, there's twos. I had it in like 5 minutes. I got really good at it. They used to change the combination all the time. They're like, yeah, we've had a lock on it, but for some reason all the alcohol keeps. So they kept changing the combination lock. The number on the key. Password combination. That's the word. They kept changing the combination, and I kept, I'd find it out in a couple of minutes. And so that's, and I remember grabbing, what is it? A gallon, like the gallon jug of
a handle
of gin. Okay, was it not Johnny Walker?
What are your parents? What are your parents doing with a handle of gin?
Look, my parents don't drink, so all the alcohol they had, and this was a room filled with alcohol, the shelves filled with alcohol, boxes of cases of wine and shit, were just gifts over the year. They were all
wine,
gifts.
I understand.
So all of this stuff.
Did they drink wine ever?
No. Nothing.
Never.
People would come over, and my dad was a doctor, and sometimes his patients might give him a gift or, whatever. For whatever reason, they got this
Should have a sign saying, no alcohol, please.
And it got stuck into this. So I got the fucking thing of gin. I remember a bottle of Old Granddad, like a liter bottle. There was some other stuff, but I don't remember what it all was. I just remember that, we get all this stuff upstairs, and we're just like, all right, we're done watching TV, bye, we're going to go out now, and we all run the fuck out of the house. And we go, walk out of my house. There's like 2 more houses, and then there was the entrance to the golf course. Okay, so literally like a 60-second walk, 90-second walk. Okay, and then from there, you have like a path that goes like, up through the course. Okay?
Right.
So and we have to walk up here because it's about halfway between the tee and the first hole. It's not the first hole actually, but for between the tee and the hole is where this place is where we're gonna hang out. Okay, so we walk into the golf course. Okay, I don't know much about golf, but I'm gonna say this is probably like a par 3 hole. It's not very long. Okay, and I'm only going half the distance. We're going approximately, let's say, 100 yards, approximately the distance of a football field. That's how far I have to walk. Okay. Between the entrance to the golf course and where this little shack is. I took the bottle of Old Granddad, unscrewed the top, threw it away, and started drinking. By the time we got to the shack, 100 yards, max 100 yards, I threw the empty bottle away. I was very drunk.
How drunk were you?
I was very drunk. I was very drunk. I was talking to someone, and I'm just like, and they're like, blah, 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 and I just remember going, boom. Okay, like the Han Solo in Carbonite, when the thing just comes down and blam. Okay, no fucking hands, didn't fall to my knees, right on my fucking face. Bam! I just fell down. I was so drunk. I got home at like
how drunk? Oh,
I got home. It was like 1:30 in the morning, and I was like 15 years old. So I was supposed to be home at like midnight.
You were 21 already at this point?
I was, yeah, sure. I was 21 plus 15, sure. No, I was probably about 15 years old, and my curfew was like 12 o'clock probably, and like I was coming in at like 1:30 in the morning, and I open up the doors. I open up the door and I walk up the stairs, and there's like my parents sitting in the kitchen, and I'm like standing in the doorway of the kitchen, and I'm just like. I'm going to bed. I'm like, I got my hands like in the doorway, right? I'm going to bed, and I'm like fighting my way up the stairs now to my bedroom. I'm basically crawling, and I hear he's never gonna make it.
They know.
I was busted for I fooled no one with my ruse. I get into my room. I shut the door, and I make the biggest mistake that everyone makes. I laid down. Fucking take a top and fucking spin that thing, because that's what the world did. And I was just like, jump out of bed. The puke is already coming out of my. Open the door up, and there's the cat. Sploosh. And the cat's just like, what the fuck? Cat never really liked me again after that.
Why?
So wait. So from my bedroom to the bathroom was probably about, let's say, 7 feet, right? I puked like 8 times. Okay, in 7 feet. Oh, it was bad. It was bad. I spent the next like hour or two praying to the porcelain god. And I just remember my parents like talking, and I remember like, you know, I think he's learned. I remember one of them saying like, I think he's learned his lesson. I did not.
Did you not?
I did not. But that was the the worst. That was the worst. I probably drank a liter of 100 proof Old Granddad. I don't remember if it was Old Granddad in 4 minutes.
Old Granddad is 100?
Yeah. I think there was 80 and 100.
Oh, yeah?
Might have also had a bottle of Schlivovitz. I just grabbed anything I could fucking find.
The only thing I drank for my parents thing was what's it called? Chambord?
Chambord.
The
purple stuff.
The round one. The ball thing.
Yeah.
I used to take little sips of it because it was tasty. But
you take some Chambord, you take some triple sec, and it's Sprite, and it's called a
that sounds really good.
A purple nurple.
Oh, is that a purple nurple?
Yeah, it's like like when you go to the strip club, you get the like test tube shots.
Yeah.
Or you go to the dance club and you get the test tube shots.
Slammers.
It's like that type of drink. It's like really sweet and but yeah, you drink a pitcher or two.
That's what they were doing at Maga Michael at the first party. It was maybe they had it at the second party as well. Unlimited slammers. Just you know what I mean?
Chasers.
No, it's vodka. It's a chaser vodka, and they splash some Sprite on top. Slam it, and then you.
Well, I've never had that with Sprite. I've heard just tequila poppers.
So this was vodka, gin, rum. I'm sure they had tequila. Tequila, Kibbutz tequila did me wrong.
I had a great night. Never did me wrong.
It was only worse in Cyprus. I may have talked about this before. I went to Cyprus on my second Ulpan. My second? First.
Doesn't matter.
Whatever, either one. And wow, we had a night of drinking. So, 8 of us.
Very descriptive.
8 of us flew in. These are the bottles that we got.
These are not the bottles that I
got. For 8 of us, basically, we finished 4 bottles of vodka, 3 or 4 bottles of vodka, a bottle of gin, a bottle of absinthe, a bottle of half a bottle of white chili. White chili is tough. It's thin bottle. It's actually an Israeli concoction. It's some liqueur with chili.
Okay.
It's more as a dare. Like, it's not really very good. But we got it. A bottle of Sabra. You know Sabra?
Yeah.
It's like a liqueur,
I want to say yes, but I don't know.
It's like a...
Never really been into liqueurs.
It's an Israeli. It's also Israeli. Anyway. We basically finished all of it in one night between 8 of us. we had the intention of going out to the bars, but we only got about 100 feet as we stumbled around, and I was pushing my friend in a laundry cart that we found at the hotel. Why not? So I'm pushing him down the street, and then we hit something, and then it falls over, so we all fall down. And then we continue walking for another 20 feet, and then we all collapsed. We all completely collapsed. And at one point, an ambulance came by and gave my friend the ammonia, the smelling salt.
Mm-hmm.
And then we ended up going back home, going back to the hotel. We were right next door. Like we didn't get up the street. Like we had 2 blocks to walk. We didn't even get to the end of our block, which was 150 feet. So that was not very successful. The next night, was my friend's birthday. So we're at the Pirate Club. We're standing there, we all come in. Yeah. All of the bars there have a theme. Like there's a Flintstones club. There's the
Where is this?
Cyprus in Ayanapa. It's a really cool place. It's a cool party town. It's not really much to do other than that. We did get tus-tuses, little motorbikes, and we drove around through the island. It was a lot of fun. But the next night, so my friend's birthday, we're drinking. The owners, they see 8 Anglos and Spanish guys coming in. They probably have some money, so they give us some free alcohol, a couple of free bottles. They knew it was my friend's birthday, so they brought us a bottle of champagne and a bottle of tequila. Very, very quote.
Very tequila?
Very quote tequila.
Okay.
The champagne, whatever the fuck it was. We pounded that. We finished that. That was no problem. Then I opened up the tequila. I was going to get ready to pour some shots, and I caught the whiff. You ever smelled rotting gizzards?
Well, yes.
It didn't smell like that.
But don't you know you're never, ever, ever supposed to smell alcohol when you're about to drink it?
No. I didn't put my nose up to it. I smelled it from a distance. It was so pungent. It stung the nostrils. It was vile. It was the most disgusting smell I've ever smelled for something that you're supposed to imbibe. It was.
Did you drink it?
No, we dared each other to taste it.
So nobody tasted it?
No, one of my friends tasted it, and it's just like it smells. Nope. So we didn't pay for it, so that was awesome. We paid for other drinks, though. Not tequila drinks. No, it wasn't Cuervo or anything. It was just some shitty, island distillery or something. I have no idea where it was even from. But it was not good at all. And that's all I have to say.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good.
No,
No, but I've always been a. I actually when I was younger and drinking though, often I was always I was never a beer guy. I was always it's not whiskey.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's not brandy.
Scotch?
No.
Bourbon?
Bourbon. That's the one. Jack Daniels. That was my thing. I would, a lot of guys get a beer, right, and then they get a pint, of Jack Daniels, so like they get like the half pint bottle, right, and they're doing little shots, and then they're doing, and then they're chasing it down with the beer, right. Well, I used to do the opposite. I used to get like the big liter bottle, of Jack Daniels.
And then a smaller bottle of Jack Daniels.
and then, and like a beer, and then a beer, okay, and I would finish the Jack Daniels at the same time I would finish the beer. I used to drink a lot. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that to you.
I was never a big drinker. I mean, I was able to hold my liquor.
I could hold lots of people's liquor. I just didn't like beer because you were so full and you're taking a fucking piss.
No, yeah, exactly,
but
exactly.
I could open up that fucking that whatever the fucking the thing is here, that
the glottis.
Sure, I could open that thing up and just down a bottle of alcohol in like one giant gulp. I don't recommend trying it at home because I've done it. Can't do it with carbonated beverages.
No.
But remember the Lynchburg lemonades? Jack Daniels lemonade.
Mike's Hard, yeah.
Kind of. Not non-carbonated, okay? Lemonade with like a shot in it. And I used to do it with these things. And like I remember like one night I did like, I don't know, 16 in like 12 minutes or something like that. I was just sitting at the bar. I was like, blah. And everyone's like, wow, that's so cool. Can you do it again? And they're buying me. I'm like, oh, look, berry flavor. I was, yeah, come on. I'll drive everyone home now.
I remember when my friend got the he made from I guess from science class, he got a couple of pieces of tubing. And it was a piece of PVC not PVC, rubber tubing that would fit on the top, and it was about this long. And in the side of it, there was a tube going into the bottle. Actually, all the way down to the bottom.
Okay.
You cover the end of this tube that's coming out of the side. Cover that. Cover this. Shake. Put this over your mouth. Release this, and it shoots the liquid down your throat. So we were doing that with Mickey's 40 ounces, which was a lot of fun. And you don't really, because you don't feel it.
That's carbonated.
It's carbonated.
Okay, so you're like burping and yeah.
Not really. I mean, you got a big burp and kind of goes away after that. But it's dangerous because you don't feel how much you're drinking, and they go down fast. And Mickey's is 8%, 8 or 9%. It's a malt liquor. It's a higher than a beer. But yeah, that's dangerous, Mickey's. But I remember coming over to my friend's house with
drinking a liter of Old Granddad in like 4 minutes. That's not dangerous, but shotgunning, yeah, that's dangerous.
Yeah. But bears barehanded.
Next after that.
Bears.
Did you go hunting bears barehanded?
Bear boxing?
Sure.
Bare knuckle boxing.
Did you ever go kangaroo boxing after you drank your Mike's Heart or whatever the hell it was?
Yes. Mickey's. But yeah. Oh, right. So yeah, I was I brought a case of 36 long necks to my friends. But somebody else already brought one.
I still like long necks. Better for some reason.
Well, I like they were basically all mine because nobody else. Like there was somebody else already brought a bunch. So I started pounding them, and I think I may have given 6 or 7 away, and I finished the rest of them.
How many did you have?
Well, there were 36, and I gave 6 or 7 of them away.
I didn't hear you say.
So I had like 29 or 30 long necks over the course of a few hours, because I obviously had to go to the bathroom a bunch of times. It became increasingly harder to go to the bathroom, but I don't remember that night.
Me and I started realizing I might like alcohol.
But that's when I realized that I didn't, because I didn't really like. What's the point? Yeah, I don't remember. I was drinking because everybody else was, but yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, yeah, so was I, but I wound up I was really good at it. Thought about going pro. So what was it? You ever heard of Grape Slam? It was Everclear and Kool-Aid.
Is that 99 berries? I was just gonna ask about 99 berries.
Everclear is what is it?
94%. No, it's
94%, like 180 proof.
It can't be. Yeah.
Grain alcohol. Okay.
Yeah. That's what 99 berries was. It was just berry flavored Everclear.
Okay. In New Jersey, up north and stuff, it was called Everclear. The brand was Everclear.
I know.
They would make.
There's Everclear and then there's 99 berries.
You would get like the big water cooler, whatever the hell thing you would call it. You go on a picnic and you have the big water thing.
Yeah, the Gatorade.
Like like what they would dump on the coach at a sports game. Yes, and that's what they would do. They would take a bunch of bottles of this Everclear, okay, and pour it up. It was like 50% Everclear, 50% water, okay, and then like 10 times the amount you're supposed to put of grape Kool-Aid, okay, which is like all pre-sweetened. So you just stir it up, okay, and it was like you were drinking just water and Kool-Aid. You couldn't taste the alcohol.
That's dangerous.
But everyone's like saying you can't drink more than nobody's ever been able to make it past 3 of these things, right? So me and my friend go to this party. Me and my friend Eric, we go to this party, right? And we're sitting there drinking, and everyone's like, and we're drinking. And little by little, we realize everyone's passing out. Fuck it, and we're just sitting there. We stayed up all night. I could not tell you how many glasses I had. We stopped counting at 10 each. We were so fucking drunk, and then I just remembered it was just like I'm gonna walk home. I wasn't far from home. I was like I'm gonna go home. And my friend wound up hooking up and I realized the next day where I think I might have been able to hook up too, but I was way too drunk to realize it at the time. So I'm going home. The Big Bang episode where Sheldon and Raj go out and meet those girls?
No. Which episode?
Do you remember the show The Wonder Years?
Yeah.
The girlfriend, I don't know what her name was, in The Wonder Years, was in an episode of I think it's her anyway, was in an episode of The Big Bang Theory, and she winds up hooking up with Raj.
Blossom.
No, chick from The Wonder Years.
It was Blossom?
Played Winnie or something like that, I think the name was.
Oh, yeah, Winnie, right.
She played, I think it was her. She was in an episode of Big Bang Theory.
Mm-hmm.
And she winds up hooking up with Raj, and they're sitting there making out on the couch, and there's this other girl, and Sheldon's like, "Oh, I'm going to bed," and the girl knocks on the door. She's got the hots for Sheldon. And she knocks on the door and she's like, "Oh, they're going at it pretty hard in there. Is it okay if I if I spend the night in here with you?" And he's just like, he's totally oblivious that she wants to have sex. And he's just like, "Oh, okay, yeah, come on into my room." And he lets her into his room, and he's like, "I'll sleep in the other room." And then he walks out on her. It was kind of like that. I'm pretty sure the chick was hitting on me, and I'm just like, "Oh, I'm drunk, going home. See you later." Totally oblivious. It was the next day. I was like, Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good
How was your Yo Matsumode?
It was pretty good. We went usually we go to the town square, let's call it, the center of town by the town hall in Rishon, and watch the fireworks and stuff. But there was.
Did they have? Was there a Rishon fireworks display? Like, is there?
Yes, there is. There usually is every year. Okay, this year we didn't go to the regular event. There's an area with a bunch of restaurants and stuff, and we went over there because that big Israeli band, Eli Sheva likes, Booga Boo Babies, Drop a Dappa Sloop a Boop. They played it. I think like one of the guys hangs out on Tselim. One of the guys.
Balkan Beatbox.
That's the one. Yeah, you know, Blacka Wacka Boopadoo.
Like what? How much do we have left of this show?
So Vulcan Beatbox or whatever, whatever it is, they were playing.
Vulcan Beatbox. No.
Was doing a free show, so we went over to there, and there were supposed to be fireworks, but at 11 o'clock I got an 8-year-old daughter, so at 11 o'clock at night they hadn't shut off the fireworks yet. So
wait, was Talmudi there?
Sure.
You're not Talmudi.
No.
The saxophonist.
Oh well, I'm assuming he was there if he's in the band because
I think he doesn't always travel with them. I don't know.
I got to be quite honest with you. I have no idea. At one point, I walked away to try and get a beer.
Eyal, you've met him,
and
I
was unsuccessful in buying a beer.
What's his ex-wife's name? Yael. You've met both of them.
Yeah.
At Orit's house, I'm sure.
I've met someone.
They're friends with Orit. Anyway.
I thought she was talking about the other guy. What's his name? Kutiman. And I'm just Kutiman. And I was like,
I like.
And I was just like, wait a minute, he's not in this band. Why the hell? Because I couldn't understand what you're saying. Leave. And I remember that. Yeah, I met some guy from.
Well, he's from Jerusalem, I think, but no, he has a place on Tselim now. But all of the guys on Tselim that were in some band in some form, I guess, have joined into this A1 project that only plays on Tselim. Like it's only there. They only play at the
festivals they don't have anymore.
Yeah, I guess.
Or
I was going to say at the pub that they don't have anymore.
So I guess they don't really play anywhere anymore. They are very underground right now.
Well, neither of us.
Walk on the wild side. God damn it!
I mean, it's a description of the song.
Yeah, I would have had to think of the rest of the lyrics to come up with.
No, I knew the rest of the lyrics.
In fact, I think we did say it. I think we did say it. Take a walk on the wild side, then the color. Boop-a-doop-ish, moop.
Take a walk on the wild side. I mean, that's it's in the lyrics. Take a walk on the wild side.
You allowed to sing that song anymore? Is that racist now to say the color girls go boop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop?
You know what? It started to really piss me off how people are getting angry about something that was the norm then.
Like slavery?
No, that would be talking about.
Because back in the day, slavery was the norm, and people sure as fucking pissed off about that now.
No. I'm talking about people being mad about, let's say, that song, calling them colored girls. Well, this song came out in what in the 60s. This is what not justifying it, not saying that
70s,
it's okay. 70s. Not saying that it's okay, not justifying it, but this is where people's minds were then.
It's color girls. Back in the day, they were called coloreds.
Yes. I mean,
probably by racist.
Again, this is not a justification, but you can't rag on somebody for not stepping up against the, they didn't know. Obama was against gay marriage because it wasn't the norm. It was too radical of an idea, and he wouldn't have gotten support.
What would you have to call them now?
72.
I mean, if you were black, you just call them bitches, but bitches and hoes, because that's what they, that's what I hear when I listen to rap music. But no, what would you have to say? And the women of you couldn't say women of color, and the people who and the females of the group whose lives matter.
African American women go.
And the what?
African American women.
I don't think you can call them African American.
I think you can.
What if they're not American? What if they're British? African British?
Well,
what if they're from the Caribbean?
Well, where did the song take place?
What if they're not African?
No, this matters. Where did the song take place? Because I imagine, okay, Lou Reed. Lou Reed is from the States. Lou Reed is from the States, right?
From the States? I thought it was from the UK.
Well, this was recorded at Trident Studios in London, but he's from Brooklyn. Lou Reed. So, wait, what were the lyrics?
And the colored girls go dooba 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 doop.
I mean, this matters.
I don't think it really does matter. I think it very much does not matter.
If they're American or if they're, if they're British, then it would matter. African Americans or African British. Do they call? Is there there's African Americans? Are there African British, African English? I've never heard another suffix African anything else.
No, for some reason, I feel like they're still called African Americans. The funny thing is that they're still called African Americans, even if they're not American or African. I'm from Jamaica. Oh, you're an African American. No, I've never been to Africa.
What about Inga from Sweden? Oh wait.
Yeah, she's also African American.
Come on, you know that's from.
I must.
Because you were doing Dan Aykroyd's Jamaican accent from Trading Places.
That was my own Jamaican accent.
So I was doing Jamie Lee Curtis's Swedish accent, but you're wearing lederhosen.
Yeah, I'm Inga from Sweden. And your line is?
Well, I think we can call it a night on that. That was
all right, it's a night.
Good outro. Try to keep this closer to the 1 hour mark instead of the 1 hour and 30 minutes mark.
Fine. Good night. And please remember to like and share and go to our Facebook page and follow us on Facebook and go to our YouTube thingy and share and follow. Subscribe. Click this button.
Wherever it is. Yeah. And now Garrett Morris from the School for the Deaf.
Good night and have a pleasant tomorrow.
Good night, everybody, and please remember to spay and neuter your friends. Bye.
Bye.